Alright, so in this video we're talking about the Orient node, the Marsh Orient node. So I'll start off with a basic sphere or basic cube, sorry. And we'll create a mesh. And this time I'll just create a grid. Um, let's make a great amount of grid. So let's do let's see what's the highest here. So 30 here. And highest here as well. Okay, so we have this basic grid. So for this to work, the orient node, what it does is it orients the existing distribution to an object. So I could use a mesh, I could use a locator. So let me start by using a locator. I'm going to create and use a locator. So this would be my locator. Let me hide the repro mesh so you see it. So that's my locator there. Okay, we can scale it up so it's right. It's just a basic locator on the screen and position it anywhere else. All right, so if you've gone through my modeling classes and you will be able to or the use of it. So for this exercise, I'm just going to use the locator to affect the repro mesh here. So let's add the orient. So orient, add orient node. Okay, you can already see there are some changes here on this node here. It's already trying to adapt to something here. So for the orient node, I have a basic information, movement information. I have this kind of circular grid thing going on here, and it's already affecting this. But I don't want just very plain, nothing will happen. So even though you see this guy. So on my orient node, I have the velocity. Okay, I have the aim at target, and I have the orient to mesh. So what I use the aim at target does is the positional value of the object will the objects will be oriented. Basically, they will rotate towards the direction that my target goes through. So let's first of all connect the target. So under aim at target here, I want to drag my locator and put it over here. Now my locator selected. Once I move my locator, I can see any direction I move it, it's reorienting the object. So orient as it comes to modeling has to do with what? Rotation. Okay, so, and that's all it's doing. Okay. So what if I rotate this? Nothing happens. Okay. So I just wanted to be clear about that. So aim is basically going to affect these guys based on the position of this target. So let me break that connection. So I'm going to do what I just did, but this time I will use a locator. I'm going to use the mesh itself. So let's actually add a cube. Let's add a cube. Same live. Okay. Okay. So now, so I want to show you that this can work because of the aim. So if I use a cube and I move it around, it's still moving the objects, still orienting that. But it will not rotate because of it's on aim, right? So let me break this connection. So if I want to orient, I move this to orient, to mesh. This is I wanted to change to orient. And you can see all the cubes suddenly became straight, right? Yes, it will still be affecting my motion, but orient generally is. So you can see it's not going to affect position, right? It's not going to affect position. But if I rotate this, you can see it's now affecting that. So now if I move this here and I rotate it here, you can see it's very affecting. So basically the influence is generally in the direction where this guy is at the moment. Okay, so that is strongest influence left. So now, if I move this because it's rotated, I can see influence movements here. So orient basically generally works with the position, the orientation of the target or the mesh. Mission to its position. Now, let's say I like what it's doing, but I just want it to move only one rotation. So that's what we solo X, Y, Z means. So when I do solo X, Y, or Z, what it means is that when I move this object positionally, it's going to only move this. These objects are only going to be oriented based on that position. So this is since this is position, not uh, orientation. So I'm going to break this connection now. I'm going to add this guy back into the positional value here. Okay, so we have this, it's moving in every direction, right? Okay, now if I solo X, watch what happens. Yes, I'm soloing X, it's making sure that the cubes only rotate or are only oriented. They don't orient or rotate on the X, on the Z or on the Y. Okay, same thing if I do Y, only work on the Y. If I do the Z, it's only work on Z. So I could create a kind of one way. Yeah. Okay. Right. So and yes, I can hide this. Okay. So let's create effect there. You can actually do an animation here. So okay, this cube here is like this, and then move up to let's say 80 frames. Move this guy across. Yes. All right. So I just have this animation going. Okay. So that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. All right. All right. So that's generally Orient. So we have other uses for it. You can also add an influence or a fall like a field. So you like create a field and tell okay, wherever this field is, that's where this guy will be affecting. So you can see it's not affecting this guy, it's going up onto the object. Right. So for animation, you can actually create a movement here. This guy. Then, okay, let's see. Let's select outside and let's hit play and see what happens. So you see it's just there that is being affected. Right. So what fields are doing, they're kind of like masks. They change the influence of the animation to affect only a particular area or a selected area. And if you go under the field options, you can see we have for sphere, we have for cube, you can make a cube. We have for North curve or particle for mesh. Then you can increase the inner zone, that's the inner influence. That's actually where the strength of it is. This one is kind of like the fall off or the retro. So the main influence happens here and then it fades out here. Okay. So you could use your scale tool and actually change the influence of this guy. Okay. So when we have our plane here, we have and it fades out here. So there's more influence here, there's less influence here. So that's the essence of the fields. That is when we have follow object creating fields to limit the strength of the animation. All right, so that's generally it's about the orient node. So just basically like the influence, the it allows a particular object control the animation of another object. So basically that. In another video, we'll do a more practical use of it. So see you later.